The MCU's newest hero, Captain Marvel, has entered the fray literally swinging with a cosmic-flavored origin story that feels like a much-needed fresh approach to the classic Marvel Phase 1 formula. With a soundtrack packed full of vintage 90s earworms and a delightfully unself-conscious sense of humor, Captain Marvel pulls off a satisfying introduction to the hero who may be our Avengers Endgame trump card.
You have to let go of the past.
I don't remember my past.
The bulk of Captain Marvel's runtime is focused on Carol Danvers trying to figure out just who and what she is. She's been living among the alien Kree for years and has earned herself a position on an elite commando unit with only fleeting memories of her life before it. Carol's quest for answers to her past leads her to Earth in 1995, where she's forced to work alongside newly minted S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Nick Fury to uncover the truth. Toss some shape-shifting aliens called Skrulls and an intergalactic conspiracy into the mix, and you've got yourself a proper super-heroic party. The movie keeps the memory loss tropes to a minimum. Carol never feels properly lost or floundering, just frustrated that she's up against a problem she can't use her powers to punch her way out of. Though she certainly gives the impression that if she could brute force her own memories into the proper order, she definitely would, which is absolutely delightful. But it is Carol's struggle against forces that want to delegitimize her, including her condescending, manipulative commander Yon-Rogg, that becomes the recurring theme of Captain Marvel. Everywhere she turns, Carol's facing down someone who doesn't think she's worthy of the power she has or doesn't think she belongs in the position she's in. And yet, again and again, Carol finds a way to prove them wrong and keep fighting regardless. Brie Larson's performance and chemistry with Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is the obvious highlight in a strong supporting cast. She manages to capture a fiery but playful sense of humor in her character that deftly avoids the tropes associated with naive, superpowered outsiders making first contact with humans. Carol Danvers is as unapologetically brash and bold as a hero could be, even when it gets her into trouble, and it's oh so satisfying. On the flip side, Carol's dynamic with her human friend Maria Rambeau provides the emotional core. Lashana Lynch manages to ground the movie with a serious and poignant through line and perfect counterbalance to Carol's heroics and her sometimes slapstick buddy cop relationship with Fury. Ben Mendelsohn's Skrull Commander Talos will be a surprise to Marvel Comics diehards, but a welcome one. He's a far cry from a traditional MCU antagonist, but what he lacks in deviousness, he makes up for in a genuinely charming sense of humor. And his motivations stem from complicated, surprisingly nuanced places that give him a real depth of character.
Prove you're not a Skrull.
Like the impeccably executed de-aging of Sam Jackson, the visual effects that accompany the Skrulls and their shape-shifting transformations are all incredibly well done, with animation that blends seamlessly in with the practical effects. Meanwhile, the Kree have their own style and aesthetic that set them apart from both the Skrulls and the humans. The action scenes are playful and engaging to watch, with Larson's physicality and choreography really taking center stage during every fight. Thankfully, for as high concept and cosmic as Captain Marvel's story engines are, the plot itself doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it relies pretty heavily on the greatest hits of Phase 1 movies like Iron Man and Thor. The Phase 1 nostalgia does seem a bit jarring though. It's strange to feel the MCU suddenly pivot back to the pure origin story routine after the last 2 years have been so experimental. And it's hard not to walk away wishing that Carol's introduction had been built into a previous movie to help add a bit more narrative weight. All in all though, the end result is fun and thrilling, even if it's not always the most surprising.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
Captain Marvel manages to take the best ideas of early MCU origin stories and use them to form something that feels both familiar and fresh. It can be a bit on the nose at times, and occasionally has to fast-track its exposition in a way that can feel slightly clunky. But what it lacks in grace, it makes up for in charm. Brie Larson's stellar performance gives Carol Danvers a vibrant, joyful life that will fit right into the future of the MCU, whatever that future may hold. For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, and Alita Battle Angel. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.